Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. JACALYN. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. JACALYN at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hi, everyone, and welcome wherever you are in the world. Either happy Wednesday, happy Thursday. We are so thrilled to have you here at USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. JACALYN KERBECK, and our show today is The Business Talk Show. My co-host, Mr. CINI, has the day off and will be joining us back again next week. Filling in for him is Mr. ROLAND FRIEDL. ROLAND is incredible. The contributions he's made to this platform and to me personally and professionally, I'm really just so grateful. He is the co-host of the Mallorca Connection. He is one of our expert presenters on our Talking Heads platform. He's also on our Elevated Listening team as a certified elevated listener. And he is the first person to start his own show on our platform. He has a panel show called Wild at Heart, Bonfire Talks, Real, Authentic, Uncut. Let's welcome him to the program, and then we'll bring out our guest. Welcome, ROLAND.
Hello, Dr. JACALYN. Great to see you again.
Nice to see you as well. And for people who haven't seen you before or met you before, I'm going to spotlight you and ask you to share a little bit about your background, specifically about the work you do when you're not on the platform and the work that you do with men. And then we'll bring out our guest.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, everyone, wherever you're joining us. My name is ROLAND, and maybe you recognize from my accent, I'm not a Native American English speaker or British English speaker. I'm born and raised in a small little country in the middle of Europe, in Austria, on a beautiful place. And I dedicated my life as I'm a human being and a man in supporting other men and other human beings. So I started many, many years ago, different companies in different industries. After I left the corporate world of the university, because I was not happy in the corporate world. I had a very, very fast career. I guess I was the youngest member of board of director in history in Austria, but I was not happy there. Actually, I don't know if it's in other countries in the world. We only have 5 weeks of vacation. That's not enough for me. I love to travel. I will say, describe myself as a world travel. I love to travel. I love to get in touch with other cultures, other languages, other people, other perspectives. So I left corporate world, started many, many different businesses, and gathered a lot of experience in sales, in marketing, in leadership, in communication, HR, and different jobs. So I have a very broad agenda. And this services and this experience and knowledge from practice, I share with my clients worldwide, with multinational companies, since 30 years, since 3 decades, with partner performance system. That's my main business I'm doing. And besides that, I'm very driven. As I said, I'm a human being. I'm a man. I'm a father. I'm a grandfather, by the way, too. So I found out that many men are really empty. And they're very shy to talk about their emotions, about their fear, their anxieties. Women are much more open than men. And actually, men are really educated and thrilled not to talk about emotions, kind of weakness. And on the other hand, men are very competitive. So who is the best one? Who is the fastest one? Who is the most successful one? Who is the fastest car, the biggest house, the most beautiful woman, on stuff like that. So they don't open up really in society. But when I talk to them face to face, and I became friend to many, many of the executives I trained, and they tell me the same story that I had, just empty inside. So I decided to bring a platform. It's called Sparring for Men, where men meet online and share their mankind, their man being, and how to feel as a man in the job and in their role in business, or in the role as a father, or in the role as a husband, or as a lover, or as a friend, or as a colleague. And this went very, very successful. And by the way, last weekend I spent 5 days on my first men's festival. Was really excited. Was really cool. And since actually 3 weeks ago, we started here on USA Global TV and Radio at the first men's show, Wild at Heart. And yeah, actually, when you're interested in this show, just after this business show, we continue with Walter Tart, a show by men, for men, about men. And it's also for women. So get in touch with us and know what men drives. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Roland. I appreciate it. And also, just to let you know, we have our women's show right after the men's show, and the women's show is called A Woman's Prerogative. So, we are now off to introduce our special guest who has extensive experience in the media, in interviewing and providing her insights, her perspective, and her experience. She's very accomplished. Her name is Dr. Ali Griffith, and she is a TEDx speaker, which is amazing to me. I have never done a TEDx speech. I know it takes a truly gifted person, and we have her here today. She is also a #1 best-selling author. She's a sales strategist. She's a business coach. She's working with women. She's working with mothers, and we're going to hear what she has to say. Let's bring her out. Welcome to the program.
Well, thanks for having me, Dr. Jacqueline, and thanks,
Dr. Anna,
Roland. Hi.
nice to
So
meet
nice
you.
to see you. And you mentioned you're joining us from New York.
Yes, I am a New York native.
I love New York. I remember when I was growing up in Philadelphia, I'd love to go to New York because everybody looked different. People were speaking differently. And I thought that was so cool to be able to learn from someone who didn't look like me or sound like me. And I just think that New York is still one of the greatest places in the world.
Absolutely. It's the melting pot.
Yes, it is for sure. So, Doctor, you heard the intro that I gave you, but I know that you've accomplished so much more. You have so many other credentials. What do you want our audience to know about you before we get into your work?
Ooh, I am a person that believes in simplification of your life and in your business. I'm an autism mom to Zachary. As a result of that, I became a best-selling author of Amazing Gift: The Journey to Autism Acceptance. And now I help moms just like me who are professionals or sometimes special needs moms learn how to still build their brands, their personal brands, while overcoming challenges. So I help them to identify and tap into their gifts and their purposes, help them to create some action steps that are oriented based on their individual lives so they can live lives on their own terms. And then we monetize it. How do you best serve the world and create impact while also building revenue and income, all with integrity?
Thank you so much. I love that you shared about the revenue part because what I'm finding, especially during the pandemic, is and Roland, I can't speak for men, okay? But so many women have said, you know what, I've had it with what I was doing. I'm done with that. I'm looking for my passion. I find my passion. How do I monetize it? And a lot of times that's where we get a little off kilter and maybe retreat to what we were doing. So let's sort of dive into the work that you do. How did you get started knowing that there was an opportunity to work with women and mothers?
Well, I really got started for myself. So as an autism mom, my first business was called So Smart Kids, where we helped children with different special needs learn more about how to do martial arts and socialization skills. I'm also by trade an audiologist and speech language pathologist. So just learning communication, how do I help children and later on their families as we also started our nonprofit organization, Smart Fit Fam. Through the process of growing my own business and having partners and trying to figure out the process of business like many of us do, we may be amazing at our gifts and our talents or our strengths as an audiologist, speech pathologist, but I had no clue about business. How am I going to monetize this idea and this gift? I started with a program that Steve Harvey had. It was called School of Business Acceleration through his Act Like a Success program. And through there, I got help. I was aligned with major well coaches in different areas in branding and marketing and public relations, and began to learn that there were strategies to the field. Later, also having access to Lisa Nichols and other major coaches out there, working with Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, just really incredible coaches, where I began to fine tune the system of building a successful business. As I began to do it, many other moms started asking me, "How are you doing this? Like, how are you doing this as a professional? You have a child on the spectrum, and you are showing up everywhere." And I began to show them the strategies that I learned from my coaches and mentors. But the one thing that I am all about, like I said at the beginning, is simplifying the process, because many of us stop when it gets overwhelming, because our life is overwhelming already, and then business can get overwhelming. So if we can streamline the process and integrate it into our daily lives, then we can also create a successful business with less drama, less force, and more with ease.
Very well said. Thank you. Roland?
Yeah, I want to bring up a little bit of male aspect into it. Most of my clients are male, but I love to work with women, and always, not because I love women. The point is, I remember when I was once had a company with more than 8,000 people worldwide, and we had 2 conventions every year with thousands of people. And my male leadership said, "Yeah, where is it? When is it? How to book a flight? Can you help me with the hotel? Can I with it?" The girls, they just show up. They book their flights. They're so self-organized. So I always love to work with women. I have high respect because they have their family, maybe they're single mom or not, but their kids beside. But they always showed up. They're always so self-organized. They book their own flights, they book their hotels, they book their tickets, whatever is needed, and just being there. And man, sometimes I felt like being in guiding a kindergarten assistant. So I always love to work with women. And as you said, Dr. Ellie, when women play less drama and stay focused, when they know where the attention, how to control the attention and simplify it, they can be so successful in business, much more successful than men. Absolutely.
Well, the thing about having the support of men is that we've realized in life that we can't do it all alone. Even though I have a group of women, we also have a strong set of men that are in support with us. They are either, like I always say, my stepdad, my dad, he showed up for my tribe because he was the one that was helping to create some of our swag in the back, or helping with the branding or marketing. So there was always a support of men in the field. And his dad, Zachary's dad, when I was busy traveling to different places, he was the one at times holding down the fort. So when you can have a relationship in business where you're able to talk it out and see, okay, how can each person uh, demonstrate their strength in the process? Sometimes the man is in the forefront, and then sometimes the women are in the forefront. But through the process, open communication is needed, and support through the matter is also very helpful. I've been blessed because I've had a very supportive tribe and supportive family through my growth. But there are a lot of moms out there that, like you said, are trying to do it and trying to figure it out alone. And we had to learn to create an inner community within ourselves so that we can still build a business even with other things that are not happening as expected in our households.
Yeah. What I see as a business coach is that women are sometimes so really good what they're doing, but the self-esteem is sometimes lower than men. And I always encourage women, go out. But men are always outgoing. It's our sexuality and stuff. We're always outgoing. But women are so creative, so good at years, so self-organized. But it's sometimes this lack of self-esteem.
Yeah, we doubt ourselves a lot, as little girls when we were young, we had ideas, or sometimes, and it's not intentional by our parents. I can just speak of my experience and my coaching clients. Our parents tend to coddle us or tend to keep us at certain things that didn't allow for us to really see our strength within ourselves, or to be able to speak boldly about the things that we do well. So it was told not to brag. It was told to not to feel like if you're too much of yourself. But now we're learning that in order to do branding and marketing, you do have to speak about how well you are at certain things. And it's a new muscle for a lot of my clients. And we spend a lot of time working on their mindset, working on their ability to understand that it's okay to monetize what they do so well, that you go to bigger companies and they're monetizing things, and we're keeping our numbers lower because we don't want people to think we're only after money. So it's a huge money conversation and business mindset that we're working on a lot in our tribe, so that women can go out there and be more bold and be more intentional with how they want to navigate and build their businesses. Strategy is important, but most importantly, they have to believe in themselves and be able to speak about themselves, especially as personal brands.
Thank you for sharing this. Doctor, a question that I have. I spent my whole career in corporate until 2020, and I typically worked in companies where it was predominantly men.
Mhm.
And what I found was, and this could just have been my own observation, but I found that there's been a big shift. And the shift was that in the beginning of my career, I'm 59 now. Oh my. In the beginning of my career, many times women wouldn't support other women. It was more like competition, jealousy, that kind of thing. And now I feel like, I don't know if it's a result of the pandemic or if it's been going on before, but I feel like women are really cheerleaders for other women. And there's not that jealousy component that there used to be. I don't know if it's the Me Too movement. I don't know what it is, but I have seen that. What are your thoughts about it?
I absolutely agree. In our tribe, we emphasize community. So we created a mompreneurs community where we intentionally support each other, where we speak about growing stronger together, where we speak about how can we support each other with each other's strengths so that we can grow together and grow faster. So it's now a space where, and I'm like you, I'm in my 40s. When I was raised, it was pretty much me for myself. When I get out there to work, I have to advocate for myself in order to be able to be promoted. And now it's like, wait a minute, we can actually play together in the sandbox. We can grow together. We can trust each other. Now, a lot of the community building, which I've realized, is it's a lack of trust and not knowing, is this person going to steal my idea? Is this person going to take it and run off with it? But truly tapping into ourselves that we are each unique beings. And even though there may be other businesses that are similar, they're not the same as us. So when we tap into what makes us uniquely ourselves and how do we stand apart from another person who is right alongside with me, may have the same brand, like we're both business coaches, but I'm a business coach that may speak more of sales strategy, and they might be a business coach that speak more about branding or visual aesthetics. So understanding that we all can be able to thrive and we can actually support each other and grow faster in a community than doing it separated and competitively.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Roland, I can tell you we're going to ask something.
Yeah, I was really surprised, Dr. Elliott, that you mentioned that women are so competitive among us. I thought it's just a male stuffed competition. It's only women.
No.
Is
No, we have the same. We've had the same things, and it all depends on a person's upbringing and their family dynamics and their environment. However,
mm,
I've been around where competition has been extremely high, especially as an academia, being who gets the highest score, who does it the best, and I really think it's our parents that really did that to us. My mom always used to say when I came in with 90s, where's the 100? Right? So then it would be me and the other young lady that were competing against each other, and not intentionally, but that's the mindset and how it came out. So when I get out
mm,
into the world, I want to be the number one audiologist or the number one speech pathologist, and it shows up in our world too. So men may do it more outwardly, but we're definitely doing it more on the inside, and it's mostly because of
okay.
how we were raised. Now, there's some families that have many children and they were taught everyone's the same or everyone can work together. However, some are not, and those dynamics show up in the workplace and they definitely show up in the business world. So, having the ability to create more community is what I
Yeah.
feel is more advantageous for women and especially for moms because we need to support each other because we need help.
Yeah, absolutely. Dr. Ellie, for our male audience, what advice can you give to men in supporting their loves, not only just by taking care of the kids, but what else can they do to support, to encourage their beloved ones to go ahead in the business?
Absolutely. Strategy. I mean, most men, what I love about the men that I'm usually surrounded by, they're usually very logical thinkers. They're usually super, they're advantageous in certain areas. For example, they may be great data analyzers or just sometimes great creatives. So I value their input. I value their perspective from a different end. So, how can you help us? Number one, be supportive, be our cheerleader as we're trying to do the process. Yes, see how can you benefit us. Number two, let us know your strengths, how you see that you can fill the gaps that we don't have. Sometimes we're super emotional just as beings, and you may be more level headed at certain things, and you'll be able to give a different perspective to things that will be beneficial to us growing in business. And number three, understand that we have different perspectives and it's okay. Like, be understanding of the process, because sometimes what I've noticed is when you have either a male and a female, because, men are from Mars and women are from Venus, we process things differently. So being patient with each other and really tapping into each other's strengths so that we can grow and we can build our businesses together, whether it's in a relationship and or in a business relationship. I believe that we can support each other, just like women and women. Men and women can also help to grow each other's business faster because they have different perspectives and different skill sets.
I have an additional question to this topic. I don't know how the situation in the US is, but my experience in Europe was that, as I mentioned, I built up this huge business with thousands of people around the world, and women in my team have been the fastest growing, very successful. And then I found out that men became very jealous. Their husbands became very jealous because she has a higher income, a six-figure income in 6 months. And men became jealous and tried to put her down. Is this the same in the US or?
Absolutely. Jealousy shows up, and that's why we're asking for the support and we're asking for the understanding, because that's what really happens when women, and this is just in general. So of course there's, differences to the rule, but when women are focused on something and we want to get something accomplished, there's nothing like a determined woman to get something accomplished, right? And sometimes we do scale faster. We are able to grow and bring in higher incomes. So the space where this is, women still have to validate men. We still have to let them know that it's not the exact income, money disparity, but it's more of, skill sets and strengths and things that we can offer that's different. And either we can work together, and or if you have separate businesses, how can you support each other in each other's businesses where both can still grow? Less competition, more collaboration.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Very well said. Thank you. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, I want to talk about the impact that COVID-19 has had on women, because I think it's fairly extensive. Not that it hasn't impacted men as well, but being the women are able to have children, women are pregnant during the pandemic, etc. So are you open to chatting about that, Doctor?
Absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. All right, stay with us here on The Business Talk Show. We'll be right back.
Take a moment.
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 So I've had the privilege of photographing some incredible people over the years, and during each shoot I've asked the subject to close their eyes and take themselves to a peaceful place just for a few seconds. I've found that this really helps to refresh the energy between the camera and the subject. They had an energy that was quite special and quite different from the rest of the shoot. The collection grew, and now it feels the right time to use it for something good. I think it'd be amazing if we could help to raise awareness and involve people in the discussion about mental health. So what we're asking to do is for everyone to upload their own self-portraits. All of these portraits will become part of a massive artwork. I'm really excited to see this project go from hundreds of pictures to thousands of pictures. Essentially, an ever-evolving artwork that says we're all in this together.
Close your eyes and take a moment.
The overnight gives me a sense of community. The overnight starts conversations with people.
The overnight walk shows you that you're not alone.
Loss due to suicide is very isolating. When I lost my sister, it was really hard to talk to other people about it. So it's really important to find AFSP and to find the swap.
I feel that I'm in a community that is one place where I don't have to explain myself.
Grief is a journey, and remembering my brother is always going to be part of my life, and this is helping immensely.
Talking about my experience allows me the opportunity to help any other survivor. I'm here to talk, and I'm also here to listen. The 16 miles goes faster than you think, and there are people around you the whole time to support you.
You walk all night and it gets really tough, it gets really dark, but you hear the cheers, you kind of look ahead and you see that light. It symbolizes just keep struggling, there is a light, you are going to finish.
Crossing the finish line feels unreal.
It's just such a gratifying feeling and such a feeling of hope and strength.
There's really no word for it. It's unspeakable joy. Walk back through the arch and see the luminaria lighting up the night. It's overwhelming. I find fundraising to be easy.
I had a modest goal set for myself, but when I started doing it, I realized I could raise that goal and achieve more than I thought possible.
The money that we raise goes to research, advocacy, and funding programs so that we can prevent suicide and save lives.
The best part of the overnight, the people you meet.
We're all carrying a heavy load, but I can help you carry yours, you can help me carry mine, and then we can all get through this together.
I'm walking for my brother.
I'm walking for myself. I am walking for all suicide survivors.
Join us.
Walk with us.
You are not alone.
One night,
One goal.
stop suicide.
No matter how dark it seems, there is hope.
Walk with us.
Walk with us.
Definitely come. It's a life-changing, life-saving experience.
Register today.
Register today at theovernight.org.
Diane Floyd Bame's A Song of Peace tells the story of a young lad named Tommy whose fervent wish for peace on earth touches the hearts of his friends and family, spreads to his community, and eventually unites the whole world around making his dream of peace a reality for everyone. Sit down with the children in your life and share Tommy's amazing story of love and hope. Sing your own song of peace and invite the children to join you. Tommy's tale is more than just a story. It's a movement, and everyone's warmly welcome to take part. You'll find A Song of Peace, along with many other wonderful learning and enriching opportunities for children of all ages, at dianefloydbame.com.
Hi.
Hello.
Thanks for being here, and thanks for agreeing to the A Woman's Prerogative today. That's super fantastic.
It's been great. And we have input from the men's prerogative, so I love it.
It's fantastic. So I teed up the question before we went to break about how COVID-19 has impacted women. What are your thoughts? What are you hearing, Doctor?
So what I'm hearing on my end as a business coach is a lot of our moms were extremely overwhelmed. We felt as if it was completely unexpected and we were thrown out of the loop. Like I said, I service a lot of professional mompreneurs. So now we had moms who had to also turn into teachers and educators. And it was a role that we totally did not expect. Don't forget, a lot of our breaks happen when we send our kids to school and we're at work. So it became overwhelming just having to juggle. And for those who have also the business on the side. So where do I have time to put into my business when I'm busy doing all of the things, including virtual school? So overwhelm was happening. A lot of our families went through some mental wellness difficulties. So it was really a lot of building that back up. And that's where systems and structures really came into play. So with the ladies that I coach and the businesses that we work on, we spoke a lot about developing more systems and automation so that when we cannot physically be there, our business can still grow. So it became the great resignation after it was time for everyone to come back out into the world. And a lot of our mompreneurs decided they didn't want to go back out. They didn't want to go back to work because we now created a certain sense of freedom where they were able to have more control over their time. And now that you have systems and structures, it made it easier. So with that space, a majority didn't return. Many are still growing their businesses virtually and online and digitally. And many are launching their legacy. They're now creating brands for their children. My son, through the COVID-19, he launched his book, a coloring book. And I mentioned that my son is on the autism spectrum. So his book is called I Am, where he was able to just share affirmations in a simple coloring book and now developing his own brand as a teenpreneur. So COVID-19 had a lot of mental distress and, of course, physical and health distress. However, many used the opportunity to actually look within and tap into their gifts and into their purpose and realize that they didn't want to show up working for other people and they actually wanted to launch their own legacy. And that's what I began to see on my end and helping moms and women just learn how to navigate the process and to grow their business with strategy.
Wow, congratulations to your son. That's fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
That must feel so great to watch that blossoming and that creativity flowing out.
Absolutely. He because of his delays, he wasn't able to write a written book. So because of that, he thought he couldn't be an author. And I had a book where I shared about autism acceptance, but his picture was on it. So he kept saying, Mom, that's not my book. That's not my book. Well, I said, well, what do you want to do? And he says, I just want to encourage people. So each one of the pages is a different affirmation that he's giving for children or younger children. And he felt so good just having his own. And that's really what it is about, building our own brand, building things that leaves a legacy behind us and in front of us.
Thank you very much. That is what it's about, just setting the table for people, future generations. And I think also, especially now, I feel like we have all come together. We're coming together. It's sometimes slow in some ways, but people realize that we have to be able to coexist with nature and also with each other. And it's about lifting each other up. What are your thoughts, Roland and Doctor?
Well, that's where community really developed. Our community got stronger through the process. Like I said, many of us were at times in our, we have a mompreneurs tribe where they're legacy brand members. Now we get together and we're supporting each other to learn either, how to do your business, your books, how to do your accounting, how to do easy public relations. And through the process, some of the moms get together as accountability partners and some are babysitting each other's children virtually so that some can get work done. And it began to realize, and back to the same concept earlier, that we grow stronger together. We are able to build our businesses where the things that may have stopped us before, which a lot of women use, my life, my family, they need me a lot. I feel very guilty when I put time into something else that's not my family. We began to create strategies so they couldn't use that, or we couldn't use that. I want to include myself because I'm part of it. We couldn't use that as a reason why not to move forward in our business.
Thank you very much. Roland, what would you like to add?
Yeah, I guess from my perspective, what I see with myself and my clients is also the men's world. COVID-19 did a tremendous change. It was a game changer, especially for those who are in their mid-40s, mid-50s. So they're rethinking their lives. This is all I've done. Most of them have been a lot of pressure. In business was a lot of pressure here in Europe, which still continues because we have this war actually very close from here going on. So there was a lot of pressure. Man had a lot of fear, fear of one's livelihood. Can I really keep on going? Do I lose my job or not? Is my business still growing? Especially single entrepreneurs had a lot of troubles here, so there was a lot of pressure. Then they had to work remotely from home, especially those who had some problems in the relationship. This was a catalyst because they spent 24 hours. It was, for most of them, was overwhelming. For some of them was a nice experience and helped them to get a better understanding of each other as a couple. And some of them really start their own businesses. Some together with their spouses and said, let's do something different. It's so wonderful to have more time with the kids, see how kids grow. Maybe we find a business opportunity where we can spend more time together. And this is really amazing. And on the other hand, when you're talking about communities, what I see here in Europe is especially those who are against the official politics, against all this stuff that is going on, especially this, are really establishing community, how we can, for example, do business together, how we can be more self-sufficient, how we can grow our own stuff and stuff like that. Yeah, there's absolutely game changer here.
Absolutely. I love the game changer strategy. How can we build a business together? And it goes back to what we were mentioning before. When you have different strengths, and we actually had the time, I call it the global timeout. Like we all got placed on timeout. Go home and figure it out and realize what else can you really do besides showing up for work and just operating in automation. It gave us a chance to really tap into ourselves and realize that, wait a minute, there are other things that I enjoy doing. There are other things that brings me joy. And then there are other things I can monetize. So having that time to really tap back into ourselves again, to create the passion projects that we probably always wanted to do. A lot of businesses were birthed during that process. Now, my concern is they were birthed, but are they given the right strategy so they can grow successfully? And that is the space now where I'm trying to come out and make sure that basic fundamentals are being in place, and the key strategies to success are also being done, instead of only being a pop-up shop. We don't want to be a consistent pop-up shop. We want to create legacy-driven brands and legacy-driven businesses that can outstand any other possibility of another catastrophe happening.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doctor. Well, I have you on Spotlight. I'd love for you to just share a little bit about your work as a TEDx speaker.
So that came out of the complete blue. I was not expecting to go down that route. It also happened a little bit after the pandemic was over. I decided to submit a pitch in terms of how to grow your businesses in a simplified manner. So it's all about simplifying your life and business. I mean, everything I spoke about, I'm totally allergic to complicated. So helping moms, helping women out there to simplify the process so that we can grow stronger. It was a beautiful experience. It was done from my home. Anything that could have happened that was a technology challenge happened, and I still showed up. So I want to make sure I also highlight that, because people may see the finished product and not realize the things that were done to overcome to get that finished product. And it was a lot that happened that day. I'm glad I showed up, and I have it now to celebrate, and it's a great piece. For those of you who get a chance, definitely go to TEDx and look up my name and you'll find it. But the key of it, for those out there that see all the glitz and glamour on the other side, please know that it's all through the overcoming the obstacles and the challenges that gets us to the other side. And to not give up when technology breaks down, or when the internet goes down, or your computer decides to shut off in the process, but to keep on persevering, knowing that there's a bigger purpose and a reason for why you are here and why you are showing up fully as yourself, authentically as yourself.
Such important points that you make, because that's, people say, oh, look at you, you're on TV, you have, makeup. But yeah, you know what I go through to get just to get to this point? People have no idea, but we have to do the work to get to the other side. And the work is where we grow. And it's what makes it so exciting, because if somebody just handed it to us on a plate, we wouldn't want it, right? At least I wouldn't. I want to work for it. I want to continuously be curious. And it sounds like you're that way as well.
Absolutely. And invest in yourself, like invest in coaches, invest in people that can support you through the process. Why I'm able to still show up is because of my mentors and coaches that I invested in, that told me the real deal. Like, listen, it's not what everyone thinks it is on the front. Here's the back end. Here are the systems. Here's the foundation that you're not seeing. We see all the beautiful flowers and the leaves on top of the tree, but we don't see are the roots that are barely, holding on at the bottom there underneath the soil, the things that really are why major businesses thrive are the things that we don't see. So, yeah.
And mentors are so important. I know Roland's one of my mentors, and probably at any time I have 4 or 5 people who are giving me guidance. And for someone who feels that they don't need a coach, that they don't want to work with a mentor, you're missing out. You're missing out on the opportunity to grow and see where the path takes you.
Yeah, and often you'll give up because there's so many things that comes in our way that makes it easier to give up. A coach or a mentor, they're able to give you tried and true systems, proven things that have worked and can work. There's someone you can go to when life ish starts happening, when life things just start happening and tearing down things. You have a person that has been there and done that and are steps ahead of you. It saves you time, it saves you frustration and energy, and it definitely saves you money because trying to figure it out the other way, you think it's cheaper, but you end up spending a lot of little extra money on things that you could have saved if you just spent the bigger investment initially and chose to invest in someone you trust and who is ahead of you and have proven success, not just what the internet is showing you, but proven success of what they've accomplished.
Thank you, Dr. Ali. And as we close out this show, how do you work with your clients? What does that process look like?
So you can definitely get access. Sometimes my calendar is available. I always tell people if you're lucky and you go to fire10chat.com, you may get some access either to myself or to some of my coaches just to get some clarity in your next steps in your business. I also have a free guide, startandgrowyourbiz.com, where it helps you just to start your process for those of you who have ideas and want to get started and just need simple steps on how to get started, 15 simple steps and guidelines to get your business started. And of course, follow me across social media at Dr. Ali Griffith. It's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, all of TikToks, all of the social media channels. I'm at Dr. Ali Griffith, and you can definitely slide into my DM. Let me know you saw me on US Global TV, and we can figure out how we can work best. I also have this amazing thing called Biz Beach Retreat that only special people hear about, where we actually grow businesses while we're on the beach. So lots of ways you can work with us.
I love that. That's so much fun. Just like Roland's wireless life. You can work from the beach. That's fantastic.
Yeah. I love it.
Dr. Ali, it's been such a pleasure. And I'm super excited, as I mentioned, to welcome you back in just over an hour, I think it is. So I'll send you the link for that. And thank you for being such a wonderful guest.
Thanks for having me. I look forward to hearing and to helping your tribe some more.
Outstanding. We'll see you shortly. Thank you again. Bye.
Thank you for your amazing work.
Thank you so much, Roland. As you know, your show's coming up, so we have to sign off, but I'm going to spotlight you. And would you please let people know how they can reach out to you and who should contact you?
Yeah, who should contact me? Whoever wants to get in contact with me and share whatever they want to share. I'm always eager to learn new people and their perspectives, where they're coming from, and mostly more important, where they want to head to, where they want to go to. So it's not about having a problem or you need support to contact me. Whenever you want to share something, get in contact with me. The easiest way is go on my website. It's my name, rolandfriedl.com. I will spell it for you for those who are on a radio show or on a podcast. It's ROLANDFRIEDL.com. From there you have a contact form. I will come back to you as soon as possible. And yeah, let's share, care, and connect. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, I'll let you head over to the other studio and I'll see you there shortly.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. We have 2 exciting shows left. As you probably just have heard, our men's show is coming up, and that's immediately followed by our women's show. So these are very popular, and I hope that you'll join us. You can stay right where you are. If you're on our YouTube channel, please do subscribe. We would love to have you as part of our family here at USA Global TV and Radio. All right, that's all we have for right now. As I mentioned, we'll be coming back momentarily. We also launched a new show today called Global Homes and Gardens. So be sure to go and watch that over on our YouTube channel as well. All of our shows are organized into playlists, and we have typically 29 shows a week now. So you can find them all in your favorite playlist. All right, see you soon. Bye.